Hello, welcome to the People Profit Podcast, the show where we flip the script on traditional business thinking and prove that when you put people first, profits follow. I'm Sandra Coker, your guide on this journey to more engaged teams, loyal customers, and a healthier bottom line. These episodes are brought to you by Human Power Solutions, helping organizations unlock the human potential that powers performance. Whether you're a leader, an HR pro, or a curious change maker, buckle up. We're diving into fresh stories, real-world strategies, and a few laughs along the way. Ready to turn your workplace into a profit-powered people machine? Let's get started. Super excited to welcome Rami Raidan into our podcast studio today. Rami is a tech wizard when it comes to marketing, digital marketing, and strategy for any business, whether you're a coaching business, you're an entrepreneur, solopreneur, or enterprise business. We're going to be diving into what really works for companies in today's technology day and age. We will want to talk about the leaders and how it's so important now to not hide from technology, but to really embrace it. He's going to share his value system with us as far as how the clients are concerned. He's going to share some steps that you need to take through the customer journey. And I couldn't be more thrilled to be talking with Rami today and having this awesome conversation. How are you?
Good. Thank you, Sandra, for having me here. And I really appreciate it. And I'm so excited for this conversation.
Yeah, I am too. We really often on this podcast really talk about leadership, the emerging leader market and all of that. But one of the things when I met you a few months ago in the Tony Robbins, Dean Graziosi's mastermind group was that the level of technology and your knowledge of technology. And I'm like, you know what? I think leaders really need to understand what's happening here in the market. And why they need to keep up with it. So I appreciate you kind of like giving us your time, and I can't wait to get the little nuggets from you on for our audience today. So can you tell me a little bit about, your business and your journey to getting here from the technology?
Sure. So again, my name is Rami Raidan, and what I do, I help coaches build digital marketing system to enhance their customer journey, grow their business, and overcome technical difficulties that everyone is struggling with, especially right now.
Absolutely. Our business, I'm scaling right now, and the technology is flying. It's like, boom, boom, here's a new thing. And I'm like a squirrel. So I'm like, let's try this, let's try that. Like, how do you make sense of it all?
Yes. So, based on my experience, I've been in the tech industry for a long time and in the digital marketing and marketing for a long time before I worked as a creative director for Fashion TV. And I've always been in this, but the past 3 years, I decided to take this to the next level and mainly to work with coaches and entrepreneurs that they are very good at what they do. But when it comes to their online presence, they don't know what's happening. And to be honest, it's not their job to do all this, but at least to know how the things work. Even though with what's happening right now with the tech and with the AI and everything going very fast, and you can get information so quick from anywhere, right? But there is a base for online presence. There is a base for digital marketing. And when we say digital marketing or marketing in general, no business can run without marketing, right? So it's a must, right? And when we say digital marketing, it's more tech than before. More,
So true.
yeah. Like if you go back 20 years ago, like if someone wants to do marketing, they go on TV, they go newspaper or radio station, right?
Yeah.
Now it's all on social media because the big four are there: Google, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube.
Yeah.
Is what we call the big four, right? So we need to be there, but being there is not enough if we do it randomly. So there's a lot of people, they have a website, but they
Yep.
don't know what's next. The website just tell information. Okay. There's people, they have an offer, but it's not a clear offer and it's not irresistible. There's
Mm.
people have better offer, you know. There are people, they are very good in what they do and they love it and they are very professional, but they don't get their audience, their message straight to their audience. So
Yes.
what I did, as a now I'm a certified marketing strategist. We learned something called the customer value journey. Okay.
Mhm.
And this customer value journey is very important to any business. I
Okay.
learned this from marketer.com as I took my certificate from there and from Ryan Dice. And what he does, he divided the marketing, the customer value journey to stages. And and the first stage is the awareness. Okay. When you want your prospect to know about you, when prospects see an ad for you, find you on Google search, hear about you, be a friend, you know, this is
Yeah.
what we call it, or see a post for you or a reel. Right now, the reels are everywhere. Everyone wanna do a reel. So when they find you there, this is what we call it, the awareness stage. As a business owner or a marketer, it's your responsibility to take them to the next stage, which is the engagement. So engagement is where prospects read a blog for you, right? Post or engage on social media, comments, like, this is the engagement. You have to engage back. You have to comment back. You have to create this interaction. So we start with awareness, then we go to engagement. From there, as a coach or entrepreneur or a business owner, you also need to take them to the subscribe stage.
Mm.
Engage, then subscribe, where prospects opt in to receive gated content. And
Gotcha.
when we see gated content, it's more than the public content that you post online. You take them to a gated content where joining a private group, for example, a Facebook private group, or joining a newsletter to receive emails from you weekly, right?
Got it.
So that's the subscribe stage. After the subscribe stage, also it's our job to take that audience to the convert stage, where prospects make a small purchase or schedule a free clarity session, what we call it, right? Or
Mhm.
discovery call or download a pity app. This is a convert. So it came from awareness to engagement to subscribe. Now we are converting them, right? After the convert, uh, excitement will happen. So we go to the excitement stage where
Mhm.
customer gets actual value from the initial transaction. They get the value from what you provided them.
Mm.
Okay. Because they came with you from awareness and they went all the way to to give you their email address and read your content. That means that creates excitement.
Yes.
From the excitement, they are ready to take them to the ascent stage,
Mhm.
where you sell them your core offer and then upsell them to there.
Right.
Yeah. And we're not done yet.
Oh, goodness. Okay.
Yeah, because also after the ascent stage and you sell them, you also responsible to take them to the advocate stage, where successful customers give a testimonial or case study. It's also your responsibility to collect that, right? So,
Yeah.
and from there, you create raving fans, where the promote stage, where a successful customer sells a friend and colleague about your product or service. So it's not random. It's not just a website. It's a journey.
Mhm.
So
And a
again,
lot of a lot of business owners and a lot of leaders don't understand that. Right.
mhm,
So you go through all of this, you spend thousands and thousands of dollars on your website and you just expect it's up. I
yes,
build it and they'll come. Right.
yes,
And
yes,
that's going to be, And you hear a lot, like, I'm in the business world, I deal with a lot of corporations and a lot of, and they're like, marketing doesn't work. But I don't think that really people understand the new way to market and how they need to do it. So, you talk a little bit about coaches, and that's all well and good. But when you think of businesses and you get to them, you get to that. I wrote these notes down, so that's why I was writing. You get to them, that convert stage. What if you're not selling just a service? What if you're selling a product, or you're trying to reach an enterprise customer kind of thing, you
Yeah.
know? So can you still use this method?
Yes, this method applied to any kind of business, even if it's a local business, brick and mortar, I don't know
Yeah.
how to say it, brick and mortar business or online. It doesn't matter.
Mm,
Okay. As long as we have in mind, there's a psychology, big part of the psychology which is 80% of
mm,
the business. So
yep,
I heard this from Tony Robbins many times in the beginning and I couldn't understand it. But now I know how important it is. That business is 80% psychology and 20% strategy. And when we say that, honestly, it's about bringing value.
yeah, yeah,
When you bring value in the business, okay, and this is need the psychology that this business is not about the money. This business about bringing value to the market, and the result of that is the money. So we're
yeah.
not seeking money.
I
See this
love that.
mindset? It took me a lot to understand this,
Yep.
right? Now, when it comes to any business, there is to grow any business, there's three main steps that start with loving your audience. And when we say loving your audience, your ideal clients, is to know exactly all the details about them. What do they like? What they don't like? How do they feel before your product? How they're gonna
Mhm.
to your product? What's their daily, whatever his day is, their daily emotions, right?
Yep.
And because at the end, any time person buys something, they buy transformation.
Right.
So people they don't buy product, they
Yep.
buy transformation. So you want to know what's before and what's after, so you can talk to them and tell them that this product gonna take you there, right? So
Yep.
psychology is very important.
Interesting.
Yes.
That's very interesting.
So yeah, so that's the first step to love your ideal clients and know everything about them. The next step is to create an irresistible offer that they can't say no. And here it's our responsibility to show them exactly what they are getting in that offer. And it doesn't have to be cheap to be irresistible.
Hmm.
It
Okay.
does no, it's more with value. It it's more. For example, if someone buying something from you that cost $1,000, deliver or have an offer that's its value more, right?
Mm,
Add something to it. And for the third step, when it comes to delivery, over deliver.
mhm.
So love your who, create a resistible offer and over deliver. So give more than that $1,000 for your product.
So if you're selling, if you're a large enterprise and you're in that space where you're selling medical device products or things like that, like using this methodology, and honestly, I can't tell you how much I love number one, love your who. Um, because that's like one of my core values. Like I really want to love the people I'm working with. Yeah, it can be pretty difficult. But if you're in a market where maybe you have a limited, market that you're going out to and you're trying to beat out competition and you're trying to create more market share, I'm just fascinated. I'm way off where I was going to go, but let's keep going.
Okay. At the end, even if you're doing B2B business,
Yes.
okay, this is like what's your, okay. At
Yeah.
the end, we're all humans. We're selling to humans, and the humans was gonna need this product, right? So
Wow.
when we want to create the love our who, we want to know that person who's gonna use the product, even if you're selling medical supplies, right? If you're selling medical supplies to clinics or to hospitals, right? Who's gonna use
Yeah.
that product? So here you need to focus on your client, not on your product.
Yes.
You want to focus on them more, not on your product when it comes to marketing.
Mhm.
You want to say, what do they need at the end? How they're going to use this? What transformation can this product bring them? Then set up your messages based on that.
I love
Set
that.
up the awareness based
Yep.
on that, you know?
End users client. So which that's completely amazing. When we work in manufacturing, we have a medical device company that makes knee replacements. And so we talk with the workers that are putting these together and they're building them and they're doing all of that. We're like, hey, that could go into your grandmother's knee. We always talk about the end user, right? Why is this important? I'm putting this together every day. I'm doing the same motion. Well, guess what? That same motion, if it's not done correctly, it's going to go maybe into someone that you love. Um, yeah, I love that.
Yes.
Love it.
And be at that level, not the professional level that we are a medical company. No, go to the level where we talk to human heart to heart.
Yeah,
You
love
know,
it.
and, you know what happened with, especially with me, because I came from like a lot of uh, companies background that seek perfection.
Mm,
Everything need to be perfect and this and that when I work as creative and director. So I had in mind that even the words should be professional and perfect. But this create a disconnection between you and the people around you. They don't understand. So that's why we need, I learned this from being Graziosi, always repeat it. Meet them where they are.
right.
We need to meet them where they are, right? So when we want to meet them where they are, you don't want to go and explain about this knee, about how it's the material it was made from and the science behind it. They won't understand. You
Right.
just need to tell them that this knee, if you use this product, this will make you feel like it's your own part, body part, your own voice or whatever. I don't know exactly the term,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
This
Gotcha.
is how you want to talk to them.
Hmm. I
Not
love
to place all the technical and no. They don't care. They don't know exactly what's happening about.
I love it. All
Yeah.
right, I'm gonna shift back to why I wanted to have you on the podcast. I love that. So great. Um, when we people like myself, I'm a Gen Xer, I'm in my late 50s, and you talk a lot about simplifying tech for non-techies, I guess you could say, which I would say I'm one of those, but I'm very interested in it. Why do you think that so many business owners still find technology intimidating or overwhelming? What do you hear out there?
Okay. So again, let's go back to the customer value journey, right?
Mhm.
So this customer value journey, when we understand it and understand these steps, there's a lot of details when it comes to apply these steps. So the awareness, you need to have a social media awareness right now. We're not going to go back in time. We're moving forward, right? So
Right.
social media is a must, and social media is not for to entertain us as a business owner.
Okay.
Not anymore. We're
Okay.
not the users.
Maybe we can't scroll through TikTok and just laugh every Saturday
No,
morning.
you will waste your time. I was disconnected from Instagram for a long time. Till now, I'm not that active on Instagram because my ideal clients are on Facebook and Instagram give me a lot of distraction,
Oh, I can see that.
you
Yeah.
know? So I go on Facebook and what I did, honestly, I love all my friends on Facebook, but my friends before my business, I did unfollow, not unfriend. So I don't see their feeds because it doesn't serve me anymore. It distracts me and
Mhm.
only see the feeds of my ideal clients.
Interesting.
Yes,
Fascinating.
helped me a lot to connect with them to engage with them, and they engage back with me, right? So this is the first thing we can do when it comes to the awareness stage. Now for the engagement stage, we want to set up our website to have a lead magnet. We need to have a lead magnet before the main page of the website. That lead magnet, the purpose of it is to exchange something. Like we give them something in exchange for their name and email address, right? So this is, we're not doing anything, what they call it, fluffy or something. We're giving something and take something because they want us, they want our service, right?
Yes.
So that's when it comes to engagement and subscribe. So you need to set up this. And as you, for example, you have your business, you have a lot of things to do. You don't know how to set up this technically, and you don't know how to do this on the strategy side too. Okay.
Right.
And it's not your job. It's not your job. Your job is to run it. Your job is to make a little bit of adjustment, but you need to have a system in place.
Mm.
And that system should be based on the customer value journey.
And that's why most people are kind of afraid of it because they don't understand how it all works, right?
Yes.
So you've worked, you've worn a ton of hats, right? So, when you think about when you were first starting and now everything's moving at the speed of light, how did your early creative work inform you on how to approach today's systems and automation? What have you taken from your past? So those of us that maybe, dabbled with our Texas Instruments computer when they first came out when we were 12 years old, that could be me, to now, right? So how did that all, how does it go?
Like for me is every time there's something new, I feel like it's so beautiful that we are evolving.
Okay.
Okay. I give it this meaning and I set the intention to learn it. Okay. Because the more you explore from this, the
Mhm.
more you're exploring from yourself.
Yeah.
Because again, I went through my spiritual journey, right? And I cannot separate that from my business or what I do.
Yeah.
So, like last week, I went to Tulum and in Mexico, and I drove to the Chichen Itza temple.
Mhm.
So I told my friend, I want to drive there and explore myself more because it's all ourselves. The more we explore things, we're exploring ourselves, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
When it comes to technology, also, we don't want to separate it from us like we are human. This technology is to serve us.
Right.
So I put this mindset and I also look what's in you, but at the same time, what's fundamental to have? What's base? And the base is very simple to have a web page that converts. The base is to have an active page, not a static page.
Yeah.
The regular websites, they don't do much work. They just give information.
Yeah.
While a funnel page make people more interacting and take them from a step to the second to the third.
I'm learning a ton here. I'm taking a ton of notes here right now.
Okay.
I'm like scribbling right now for my own self. I hope everyone.
I have a clarity session with you, one clarity session, So that page, okay, it doesn't have to be the main website. Again, let's go back to the lead magnet.
Yeah.
From the lead magnet here, we make them subscribe, right? From the subscribe them, after subscribing them, we convert them where they tried something from us. Now it's our job to start sending emails.
Right.
And a lot of people miss on this. Emails is a must. Emails are free,
Right.
right? It doesn't cost you anything. It just costs you a small setup in the beginning and you can keep doing it. Especially now you have AI helping you doing 30 emails for 30 days, right? So you don't have a lot of work to do. You just need a good, decent setup for that. And now all the platforms support this.
Interesting.
If you work with Mastermind Business Hub, Kajabi, ClickFunnels, all that, they have it. You just need a decent setup, right? And
Right.
do you want me to go more technical?
No, that's okay. I think that's good.
Okay. Okay. So,
Yeah, go ahead.
so, so when you take that to the convert and you start to sending email, right? And
Yeah.
they are receiving value from you. Now you can do something we call conversion events. Also, you need a web page for that, okay?
Mhm.
Which is they opt into that event. Like tomorrow, I have an event happening, a workshop. The workshop is a conversion event. We give value for free or for a little amount of money. And then after the workshop, we offer them what we have. And
Gotcha.
if they are ready to move to the next step, they will go with you to the ascent.
So when early in your career, like how did your prior experience kind of bring you to where you are today?
My prior experience was on the tech. I've been using computers since DOS before Windows 95.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And I have passion and love for it. And for me, I can't do something else. This is what I love. If I sit 12 to 16 hours a day in front of a computer, I'm fine, but I have family to see or I have health to take care of it.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm that kind of person that I sit on the computer. I love it. I always love to see how softwares work. So I have this gift from God to that, you
I
know?
love it.
But
Yeah.
now I use it more in a very professional way where I can serve better, you know,
Yeah.
bringing value with it more than just building a website that, okay, I built your website and I'm done. No, I want you to convert through this website. I want you to bring real business from this website, not just to have information there.
Running a business is hard. Developing your people shouldn't be. At Human Power Solutions, we act as your outsourced chief learning officer, designing custom learning and development experiences that actually move the needle. No fluff, no cookie cutter workshops, just results. Whether your people need better communication, stronger leadership, or less burnout, we provide strategic solutions that align with your goals and keep your team moving forward. Visit hpowersolutions.com and unlock your team's full potential without disrupting operations.
So that's music to our listeners' ears because so many marketers are, it's going to take a year, it's going to take 2 years to convert. You've got to build this whole thing. And I'm sure it takes time for sure. But the fact that, your first mission is bringing the value and getting that to be an active site. It's funny you were talking about, you're learning and you can anytime something new comes. It just gave me a little story. Yesterday, I was talking to my mom, who's 83 years old, and she had to send this text to someone that we're both very close to because she was offended by something. And I'm like, so I gave her some advice. I'm like, Mom, just put it into Chat GPT. And I'm like, and just ask it to craft the text for you. And she's like, she's 83. I don't think I have that. ChatGPT.io. I'm like, just do it. So I get a text from her later on. She's like, stop it cracking up.
You see, wow, this is really beautiful. This is really, really beautiful and nice to see that transformation.
Now she's going to be obsessed because she loves like anything new. She's all over when she tries it.
Well, yeah, interesting. Yes, there's a lot of things that's up there. We don't know it's there. And if we use it, it's going to make a big difference. And sometimes it's very simple,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know?
So in the you talked about the top four, the big four, right? Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. And I want to talk about YouTube for just a second. You manage a successful YouTube channel. You run a really great online business and coach others on how to do the same. So if you think about this, what's one piece of tech you absolutely couldn't live without right now? And how important is YouTube for businesses?
All right. So I have a very interesting answer when it comes to YouTube. I have two YouTube channels. One channel for my wife and her sister, and they do cooking and this, and it to grow so big. It's so nice. We started from nothing, and video after video, it started to grow very big.
Yeah.
Then I started my channel like a year ago. Okay. I have 170 subscribers, or 170 or 180 subscribers, because I don't put much focus on it, because I'm focusing more on Facebook. But these 170 subscriber or YouTube brought me so far 5 high tickets clients.
Well, that's pretty nice. Yeah.
But why? What brought these clients are videos that I put with value, solving problems, and
Yeah.
they found out, because I asked them how you decided to reach out. First of all, my video solved their problem, and they found out that I'm the right guy for them. Okay, based on what they need. Then I have call to action there. I have a link to my calendar, so they booked with me right away.
Nice. Yeah.
You see? So it's not like, okay, just put a YouTube video just to flood the internet with more content. No, it doesn't work like that. You have to bring value with the video you're creating, with the content, and content are the king of digital marketing.
Yeah. Okay.
It's the blood flow of the digital marketing, right?
And every customer, every client looks at that, and then every leader, manager, entrepreneur, coach, solopreneur, whatever you want to call them, if they're not there, they're done, right?
Yes.
So, in your view, what does a modern leader, what does someone in today's world lose by not adopting to this latest technology, to these tools? Like, what are
they lose their online presence. They lose growing their business,
right?
Because I was part of BNI, that I just paused my membership last week, or like couple weeks actually. I found out that everything is online. My ideal clients online, and BNI, we meet in person. I love them. I got business from them, but they are very limited to using the internet and the tech and the Google, especially Google. Like Google My Business is a must. It's like a social security for the business. It's a must, right?
Yeah.
Google My Business. And they, like, for 2 years, I've been telling them, and no one want to listen. I felt, you know what? It's time for me to move to a different networking group than BNI locally here. So in conclusion, they lose. Yes, they lose. And if this is a wave, if they don't ride it, they're gonna feel behind. Then they start to complain, about the tech, and before it was better. No, the Mother Earth is in love with evolution.
Yeah.
Evolve. Everything changed, right? Nothing stay. Grow or die. There's no in between. So that's why it's a must. But more important for beginners, focus on one platform. Don't focus on the big four when I mentioned big four. Focus on one platform, one offer, one ideal client.
So how do you decide that? So for those entrepreneurs or business owners that are trying to launch and scale their businesses, how do you decide which platform is the right one to focus on?
By knowing my ideal clients, where do they stay more?
Gotcha.
Like if you want to talk to employees, okay, and how to empower employees, you want to go to LinkedIn, right?
Yeah.
If you want to talk to influencers, you want to go to Instagram. If you want to talk to people from a mix, like especially like different age, like 30 to and more, you want to go to Facebook, and then the message. That's why when I work with someone, I always start with the branding, with the brand identity. And when we say brand identity, it's not the logo. People, they think their logo is going to sell, or the color of the website is going to sell. No. Nothing of this will sell. This is just, we do it to be recognized. That's it. When we say brand identity, is to know the customer avatar canvas to know exactly what do they love, what do they don't love, where they spend their time, their age, their demographic. And from there, we do the core message Canva where we talk their language to meet them where they are.
Well, I think that the brand archetypes, that's really, when you're doing your brand guide and like really understanding and honing into that, I think that's really fascinating. A lot of business owners miss that. It's one of the first things that we did when we started to scale the business was we spent the money to do that, right? Because I think that's really, it's important to know where you're marketing to. But is being offline or behind the curve becoming a credibility issue for today's leaders? So if you don't have the presence and you don't, does that mean that you don't have any credibility?
Like it's not only about that. It's a must thing. Like you can't fight it. Like if they do that and they don't want to be online and have at least a profile online presence, whether it's a social media or a website or to be on Google, right? It's a must. It's not something like emotional. It's a must for the business. When it comes to business, it's not about us. It's about who we serve, right? So if I don't want to put myself there, I will not people will not find me. So that means I'm making the business about me, not about them.
Oh, do you hear that, leaders? Do you hear it, leaders?
Yeah.
It's going, yes.
Yes. So the business is not about you, it's about your client. This when I learned this,
Yeah.
it took a lot of the perfection that I was seeking. Because it's not about you. If you record this video, it's about your audience.
Yeah.
Not about you.
That's, I mean, that right there, if there's one thing where everyone should take out of this is, you see all these people online, you see them doing their videos and you're like, God, I could never do that. And it just is nothing about you. They're listening to the message. And if you're doing the right thing, I love that. Like you're actually doing a disservice to the people you could help.
And repeat this every time they stuck in the perfection, or every time the ego comes in and tell them, who are you to go and do this? Or no one will listen to you, or all this, what we call it, the devil sound. If you read Outwitting the Devil, you will see the conversation between Napoleon Hill and the devil, how it plays us, right? With these voices. And it's not something outside, it's inside. So that's the sound of the devil. We don't want to listen to it.
Oh, tell me, this is so great. I love this.
Yes.
So when you think about as we think about tech, we think about our teams. How can, what does automation do to free up team creativity? Like, can it free up creativity rather than replace it? Like, how does it work with that? Let's say you have a creative design team or marketing team, whatever.
Yeah. I'll give you an example for a real estate agency that I help them. I train, the team is sitting there waiting for leads, right?
Yeah.
And we discussed, we had a marketing strategy. I told her, okay, what do you do most of your time? She said, no, I follow up emails, I check the leads. I said, no, this is not enough. And you do 8 hours a day, and she's bored most of the day, right? She's waiting. She's not speaking. So what's everyone with employees need to do to have a dedicated person just for social media or for the digital marketing in general? And when I say that, is to have a calendar for posting and to have a plan for posting and to bring value in posting. Value based on paid that their ideal clients may have and they don't know.
Did you say value based on pain?
Pain, yes. Because everything's, again, people buy transformation. They have pain and they want a pleasure. This is what we do every day. Our brain avoid pain or seek a pleasure.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So you want to go and find this. Like if a real estate agent, right, you want to talk to the ideal clients for people. For example, I live here in Rancho Cucamonga in Southern California. So people who wants to move here or living here and looking for houses, we need to know who's their ideal client, and then have messages. They have pain looking for a house because there's no inventory.
Right.
This is pain. You want to tell them that we work with you to find the perfect house for you that match your current search criteria, whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
So okay, and help them because your intention is to serve them. Now, after reaching out to the and on social media, we collect the email address through a lead magnet or invite them to a group, right? From there, that employee that you have need to have a marketing email campaign. Also with value. We're not selling anything yet.
Right. Right. Uh-huh.
But after that, they are ready for a conversion event. Maybe the conversion event can be a one-on-one with them to know more exactly how you can help them or if you can help.
Right.
And from there, you take them to the ascent where you sell them what you want.
Love it. Love it. Do you think that, when you're thinking about all of these things and getting people to come in, do you think that tech can help to flatten some of the hierarchies we have and encourage more like shared decision making? Like
Yes.
right now we've got this I'm the boss, blah, right?
Okay. No, you know what? It's everyone can do the job, but not everyone willing to do it.
Mhm.
So when it comes to hire someone, okay, it's really, really important to know if this person willing to do this job.
Yeah.
Also, I learned, to be honest, I learned a lot from Tony Robbins as a mentor. And also I learned from Napoleon Hill and his books, right?
Yeah.
There's a book, How to Raise Your Own Salary, right?
Yes.
In that book, it talks about the 17 principles of success. And there's a principle called about the self-discipline, right? So if that person that you hire got self-discipline and know about self-discipline, you know that he can control his emotion, his desires, and make the business, his time, 8 hours, about the business,
Right.
not about him, what he desire. It's more about the business. From this place, you can, and this is the leader job to lead by example,
Yeah.
not to be a boss, to be
Right.
a leader. And he can bring more leaders through this thinking, through
Interesting.
these disciplines, you know?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Using the tech with that is to have a system and
Mhm.
assign each person responsibility of that system. Yes.
Yes. Yes. Oh goodness. There's so many things I want to talk to you about today.
Yes.
So this people profit is really about the client experience. So we talk about the people internally. They're the ones that affect the client experience. So you specialize in mapping and improving the customer journey, or whatever that looks like. How does tech help to elevate that process from being good to being amazing?
Follow up.
Follow up. That's it,
Yeah.
right?
Yes. Last meeting with the Dean online meeting, he mentioned something that how important he found out, and they found out also, how important to follow up with your client after purchase within the 72 hours.
Mm.
That's the first thing. So follow up to see, because especially when you sell a high ticket product, okay, people spend their money, and if they don't know exactly how to use this product, they don't feel they did well. They feel guilt. Oh, I shouldn't do this. But if you follow up with them and see if they need any help with it, right?
Yeah.
This will make them feel, oh my God, this is yes, and this is gonna work. And after 1 week, you follow up, and after 2 weeks, you collect testimonials. That's why we go back to the customer value journey, right?
Yeah.
To the advocate where you a successful customer give you a testimonial, right?
So can you utilize tech for the follow-up?
100%. So what we do when we set up a system, we have contact tagging and segmentation. We do segmentation. So for people who purchase this product, what we can do, we have the system automation to send them this message. You can decide on the time. You can decide to send them a text message or to send them an email, right? If you have the right setup. So this follow-up through the system, you don't have to do it yourself. It's the system doing it.
Fabulous.
You set it up one time.
Yeah.
Same like when you do an event. If you create an event, a workshop, online workshop, everyone needs this. Doctors, they are doing it right now. Everyone, right? So you need a system to send them reminders 4 days, 3 days before, 2 days before, 1 day or 1 hour, right? So you're not going to go and send each email and reminder. No, it's the system. So it's important to have a system.
That's great.
Yeah.
So can you share a client success story where you implemented, a tech product that really helped to improve their bottom line?
Yes. I have a lot of successful customers, but there's one, it's more like she sell products, retail.
Yeah.
She sell products for like creams and natural product for skincare and something like that. And what happened, she had the website for more than 3 years, and that website is just slow selling. It doesn't sell that much. Then when we had the first call, I found out that she's using the wrong platform, so the wrong system, right?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And then her messages is off her brand completely, and her brand also colors and all the package design, everything is off what she had in her mind. She wants her brand to be luxurious because she put a lot of effort and the quality in her product.
Right.
So what I did, I changed everything. I flipped everything upside down. And the first day she went live with her brand, with the website, she did a $9,000 sales.
Awesome.
Yeah. It was so beautiful. And I was going every 1 hour to see how we're selling. And she didn't plan it with me. She just did it random. I told her next time we can work better on it, That's the first thing, right?
Yeah. That's
And
cool.
we chose the right platform for her. And we chose the right word, messages, the colors the look that she have, and it works perfect. Now we need this to continue.
Right.
So I'll give you an example. I sent one email. It generated 1,100 in sales. One email, just one click. I swear, like I put the text there and I send that email, and the system can tell me this email how many in sales can happen from that email, and it ended up $1,100 in just email. Then I start to search for where the source of traffic coming from. Because of the right system and right setup, there is more than 30% organic coming from Google. You see like how things work?
Yeah.
So it's not one thing. It's the right system, right setup, and especially when you have the mindset that this product is about your clients, and I want everyone to know about it.
So talking about mindset, so I want to just kind of like bring this full circle. So what's a mindset shift you believe every leader, owner, whatever it is, what's a mindset shift you believe they need to make about technology?
I'll make it very simple. Like if they have certain program in their mind about technology that is not serving them, that means they need to update it. They need to update that thinking, and give it a try, and not to be, no, this is not for me. It's for you. It's for every person on earth, right? Even if you want to do a donation to company to organization in Africa that they don't use the internet. You need the internet. You need
Right.
the technology,
Yeah.
even if you have it parity.
I love this. I'm so inspired right now. I'm like, I know I'm inspired. I can't imagine how our listeners are feeling right now.
Thank you.
So if someone listening today is like, so overwhelmed, resistant to tech, what is one thing they can do this week to just start leaning into it? What's one thing you would tell them?
I tell them to be open to see what's available, right? And focus more on what do they need, right? Not what only they want. What do they need? And start doing the first step. Start putting yourself online. Share what you do online.
Yeah.
Honestly, if you sell this, I drink yerba mate. If you sell this, right? Go ahead, talk about it. Talk how this can do to people, and don't feel like, oh, this is not for me. I can't be online. No, go and do it, and start from there. Collect information of your clients, get feedbacks, and do it more and more to have a system later on.
I love that. And that's, I think people a lot like, well, it's just self-promotion, but it really isn't. You're just letting people know that you're there to help them. Right.
Selling is service.
I love that.
Yes.
So good. I think I've said I love that 1,000 times today.
Yeah.
My last question for you, and then I want to find out how people can reach you. When you think about the future, 5 to 10 years out, what excites you most about where tech is heading?
Like, there's a big part's gonna go with the AI, and AI, when we say AI, we already use AI every day, but it's gonna be more on a different level. So what excites me is the automation of things, so we can do something else. What excites me, because when 75% of the US population used to be farmers, right? And then the machinery came in, they were afraid like they're not gonna have jobs, but they ended up, this machinery served more and produced more and helped in evolving. And the farmers, they are start to be doctors and scientists, right? And the same thing gonna happen now in the next 5 years or 10 years. More things gonna maybe disappear, jobs, but new jobs will appear. And
I totally agree with you.
Yeah, if the creator allowed it to be, that means it's good. There's two sides for everything, right? The law of polarity. But when you use it for good, it's gonna do good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, Rami, this has been just a wealth of information. I love so much about what the big four, the 5 buying, the whole convert, all of that. Like, it's just so great. I'm so excited. So you have a ton of knowledge. You help a ton of people. How do people get in touch with you? How can they reach out if they're like, I need this guy?
Okay. I'm on Facebook all the time, and I respond to all messages and the friend requests. And I have my website, ramiraidan.com, RAIDAN.com. And from there also they can reach out. And I'm available on social media all the time.
That's so great, Ria. We'll make sure that's all in our comment section so people will be able to reach out to you. Rami, thank you so much for your time today and your wisdom, and how much fun this was to get together with you. And am I going to see you in Salt Lake? All right.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much. It was really nice talking with you. And I felt like we're having a great morning conversation, not just like doing a podcast. So thank you so much for that.
Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Have a great day.
You too. Thank you. Bye.
That's a wrap on this episode of the People Profit Podcast. If you found a nugget of wisdom or even just a spark of inspiration, share the love, subscribe, leave us a review, and pass the episode along to a colleague who's ready to build a people-first culture. Big thanks to our sponsor, Human Power Solutions, for championing workplace where humans thrive and profits rise. Want to learn how they can energize your team? Head over to hpowersolutions.com to get started. I'm Sandra Coker, reminding you that when you invest in people, you invest in profit. See you next time.